Even playing.
Good afternoon. This is Curt Doolittle, Dr. Brad for the Natural Health Institute. This is it's Thursday, July 25th. It's a working session. We're trying to finish up with our deliverables, which is the last few bits before necessary for us to finish the basic outline of the hierarchy of first principles that provide us with a decidability. And as if you don't know, we try to produce T-shirts, posters, and a sort of, Brad doesn't want me to call it dummies guide, but I mean basically, but a quick reference guide. How about that? A quick reference guide to the basic.
What's funny to me about this is this will be pamphlet length,
Yes.
and the pamphlet will be book length,
Book length, yes.
and the book will be
Oh,
multi-volume set length. Just for the audience, right?
yeah. All right. All right. So
You're going to share your screen, I hope.
I'm going to share my screen. I'm just trying to find out where the button is. There we go. Share. Now we are desktop 2, I believe.
It's like, where's Waldo on that button?
Yeah.
There we go.
All righty, we are there.
Beautiful.
I'm going to make you full size. Move the controls over here and reiterate that we are looking at
First principles.
first principles there, though we're probably not going to use them. And we are going to work with this, which is probably more likely that we'll use GPT a lot than it will be that we'll use the other.
Okay.
So, as a refresher to get us back into place, we start out with the first principles: physical, biological, behavioral, organizational, civilizational computation. Then we say to demonstrated interests, which is what what an interest is. And then the categories of demonstrated interest that people demonstrate they will both acquire and defend. I think I made a statement this. But oh, we do. Oh, yeah, this is what it is.
Ah. I think that the terminology there, so demonstrated interests are those interests which. And then you can eliminate upon these interests, or just these interests at the end of the sentence. Yes.
Okay. So we have the categories with our actually, no, let's just roots of.
Yeah. Improvement.
all it has to be. Yeah, that's all it has to be, right?
Yeah.
Right, that's easy enough.
These will be property rights, yeah.
As far, that's a great way of putting it. I don't really think of it.
You talked about it above.
Right, so we're categorizing these as.
So I would say this, a legitimate interest consists of these things. Property rights include, this list, right?
Right,
I would put that in the next little indent, yeah, in there. Whoa. I don't know what happened, okay.
wait a minute, tell me what I did wrong.
Okay. And then I will put at the end of that sentence, then another sentence, paragraph, or a sentence at capital including : or including the following rights. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, there's. Let me just look and make sure I haven't. I've done something dumb here. Hmm. Oh, that's right. Gotta make sure I didn't miss something. Thing stuck in my head was, um, um, you have settled it, homesteaded it, right? That's created something of it. You've converted, conversion, converted. Then you can move through it. You can make use of it. You can bear the fruits of it. You can transfer it. You can harm it. This should be basically, let me just do this. I'll create, let me just make sure. Update.
What does update mean?
It's, a way to think about changes in state.
Okay,
Create. Search. Update. This is search. Let's see, update. Update. Delete. Yep, create update. Okay, so we have in the term is called CRUD.
a what?
It's called CRUD. Create, retrieve. Oh, it's retrieve.
Oh,
Retrieve. This is retrieve.
yeah,
Um, okay, we've got it. We've got okay. So I've got search. These are I'll probably could categorize it. Update, and delete. Okay. As long
are
as
you
it
leaving
fits-
you leaving the delete in there?
Oops, sorry.
Okay.
Basically, the four things you can do to information: create it, read it, create it, read
Right.
it, update it, and delete it. Those are right. Those are right. Those are obtained interests, cooperative interests. We go through the interests. We did good work on this, which reminds me, I've got to go back and fix the constitution now. We did reciprocity, which I thought was incredibly fun, really. And then we did truth, and there's a couple of properties of truth we need clarification on.
Hmm.
And that is that one and those. And then after that, we had logic, which would just needs a description. And then we're going to do the grammars, right?
Okay,
Which I think that's going to be easy, but I don't know.
can't tell.
So let's go out here and just start from the top. And okay, we're in the context of satisfying the demand for testimonial, testifiability, or realism, naturalism, identity, internal consistency. Should this be, I always wonder, should it be identity, consistency, meaning logical, or logical, meaning internally consistent? In other words, which is the right order for these two things? Logical and empirical, internally consistent, right? And this is identity, unambiguous. So we could say unambiguous identity. I mean, I don't know. You understand what I'm getting at?
I do.
I mean, that's the operational term.
Right. I understand you.
What do you think?
It's like a definition what you've provided then.
All right. You're not saying swap these, right?
I don't think it's necessary.
All right. That's it, right? I mean,
That's correct. Is it necessary to say observable?
whatever makes up the
Okay.
edit.
Yes,
You want me to put identity in there?
that's fair. Yeah. So identity is a state function.
Mhm.
What? Okay.
Go ahead.
Sequence of state changes.
A sequence of states. Changes in state.
Yeah.
So it's operationally possible. And it'd be causally possible, right?
Yes.
Sequence has to satisfy demand for a state and identity sequence. The changes in state, yeah, it can be whether it's instrumentable physically or it's feasible, behaviorally, cognitively. And cognitively, it's verbally reducible within limits. That's great. Repeatable and predictable. You know, those are the criteria for causal possibility.
Right.
Testify. Rational, subjectively bounded rationality constraints for any decision maker. Acquisition. I can take this off now. I had enough fun.
Okay.
I had enough fun with it already.
Wait, so okay. That the after decision maker, you need a colon.
Scroll up or down where?
Up 2 lines at the end of this sentence, decision maker. Because you have a list of incentives, information, and these are the constraints.
Hold on a second.
Yes. Consume your trade. Yep. Yes, I was going to ask you to do that. Great minds, they
But
say.
you're smarter than you look.
As I say, thank God. All right, now let's get to work.
I don't know the answer. We have feasibility in here already.
Yes.
The operations are feasible. But is it rationally feasible?
That's correct.
That's different.
Yes.
Practical feasibility, where is it up here? Okay. And this is,
Oh,
go ahead, go ahead.
should have said operationally feasible. Or operational feasibility.
Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying. Practical feasibility. That's right. It's the individual. Right?
Yep.
That's the problem. Fully accounted. Okay,
Okay.
this is a big deal. This is a big deal. I mean,
I know, and I'm like a little bit dreading it. It's like, okay, I know what that's gonna turn into is gonna be bigger than it looks.
you know, I've written a definition of it somewhere.
Hmm.
Okay. It's just notes to myself, so yeah. Okay, so what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to do limit-based reasoning.
Okay.
Which includes, which is evading arbitrary outcome.
Yes.
And the second one is in other words, we make assumptions. State the limits.
Right.
Can't believe I didn't do this before. And I haven't.
Huh.
I haven't broken this out before.
Groundbreaking work.
It's just exasperating that it's like the third thing we've come across that, you know, I guess everybody sort of in our organization understands. Right, when we say full accounting, you know, what do it's, we have an intuition what it means, which means what are you not accounting for, right?
Right. So full accounted is unlimited. Right?
What we're trying to get people to do is, well, it is say, well, that doesn't matter. We're trying to stop them from saying, well, that doesn't matter. I wasn't thinking it. It's like, I remember, I can't tell you how many economists I've had this discussion with. I've said this. This is one of my primary complaints. As I said, well, you know, you're not accounting for this. This is, but in economics, we don't account for that. And I'm like, then what the fuck are you doing? I mean, right? I mean, we don't, or you hear that from other people, but we don't consider that. You get that in mathematics too. We don't consider that. Or you get in physics with, well, there's no theory here, actually. There's just a mathematical,
Yes.
mathematical, so there's no theory to describe it. And so, you know,
So I would say fully accounted has unlimited accountability for all of the following in the list. Okay?
yeah. Okay, so let's do it. There's a company.
Yes. Yes.
I cannot believe I haven't done this before. I'm an idiot. I make my own assumptions.
I understand. This is me holding you accountable.
Yeah. This is probably this is the thing I probably. You know, what's the limit?
That's right. The limits of what we're talking about is defined in the next section.
Mhm. Where's parsimony?
It's not in there. Wait, it might be below. Nope.
I want to put it on a second. Let me see if it goes here. This is basically. This, really trying to say is.
That's quite interesting. I think that I would bold parsimony of causality.
You would what?
Parsimony of causality. Because it's like a causal chain that's being defined
Mm-hmm.
and considered in this context. Yep. Causal parsimony.
Yeah. That can we looking up? No, we'll look it up. Parsimony here. That one's right. This goes down here. Actually, might even be here.
Okay. Yes. Remind me of the context we're in right now.
What we're trying to do is look at these three pieces together.
It's logic.
We are in what's testifiable, right? So we're saying we need to pass all
Okay,
these
okay,
tests
okay.
of testifiability. I know it's easy to get lost.
Yes.
Have you fully accounted? Have you stated the limits to which you fully accounted? I don't know if it should be
Which you're accounting, right?
right. In other words, are you skating on it on accounting for something? Is it survive competition with other theories? Is it warrantable?
Right.
In other words, can you warrant it? And there's accountability, and there's can you wrong? Right, that's the other question,
Okay,
right?
so we need to define warrantability.
Mhm. I think I asked it to help me with this already. I thought it was stupid.
It's it has to do with being able to write. What guarantee of infallibility is being presented, right?
It'd be fit for purpose.
Stated purpose, right?
Mhm.
Clearly defined purpose.
Mhm. Something about purpose and durability.
Yeah. So persistence, right?
So let's think, I just want to think through a couple examples. So back in the day, you could buy a shovel. And a shovel was made of an oak or ash handle and a steel spade
Yes.
or a shovel, like the coal shovel, right? Two different things.
Right.
And it was really, you couldn't bend them,
Right.
right? You couldn't bend them and you couldn't break them. But there are a whole lot of shovels you can buy today
Oh my
that
God.
you can cause to flex,
Oh my God.
right? So is it fit for stated purpose? For how long?
Right. Claims of persistence, right? Question mark.
So my favorite one, it takes advantage of people, is furniture. Like you can go into this furniture store and you can find a couch, right? $800 for this couch. Is wow, it's a nice looking couch for $800. But if you look at the fill inside of it, that shit's gonna basically form
Great.
a divot in 6 months,
Right.
right? The fabric's gonna look dirty in 8, and you're not gonna be able to clean it. And if you took it apart, you find it's made of pine instead of
Yeah, oak.
hardwood.
Right, okay, so this will be within limits of stress, within temporal limits, right?
Mhm. Now, how long would you expect a shovel to last? Well, I expect it to last like
40 years.
easy, there's,
But depending on the use, the spade might get worn out by the rocks in Arizona.
right, exactly. But I've bent some of these new shovels, they're shit, right? Now, it's same with chainsaws. There's a whole lot of products that are not fit for, they're not actually fit for service. They're good for the first 20, 40 hours.
There's a word for this. It's shoddy.
Mhm. Fit for purpose.
So there's a resource limitation that you're discussing below.
Mhm. So this is the problem of, can I warranty my words? My words are fit for stated purpose. That means they sat, or this is, uh, right,
Yeah.
that's what it means, right? Right.
Would say satisfies. Capitalize the S. That'll
Yes.
make me happy. Okay. Now this is where we come into the lies, okay? Because it's like, say the claims about climate change, for instance, which is they're making great claims that are not warrantable.
Okay, I went down a rat hole. Come back again.
The claims about the so-called science of climate change, which are being perpetrated or propagated, that are not warrantable.
Mhm.
They're simply not warrantable. It's like you cannot say that you can repair, refund, or replace if it fails, because it's just not going to happen.
Well, on the other hand, yeah, that's the problem. And you can't pay restitution if you're wrong.
Right. So that it fails the test, and it's like, okay, it fails that test just on those two things.
So you could say, I can't claim this is true. I can only propose this as a possibility.
Right.
And then you can't bait into a hazard.
Yes.
So for those liability, well, this is interesting because we keep coming up against this.
But
It's is ethical or is reciprocity.
right.
Or
Right.
is reciprocity. that we forgot,
That's-
we missed it, we missed it.
Really?
We missed it.
I can't believe we missed it.
Oh, fuck. I know this is,
I'm confident we put it in there. That's interesting.
where's the other one? God damn it. Someone forgot.
There we go.
Give me a second.
That's it, under there, under exhaustively informed.
Two bad asthma days in a row. Now, okay, we're doing this, but does that mean it goes under truth?
I think those free of hazards regardless of cost is fair.
Is here?
I think it's okay to put it there.
Let's go down to. Because that would be equally visible. Here. And this goes back to reciprocity.
Yes.
Now I've created a circle.
Voluntary transfer, you can put those up free of the imposition of costs in there as well. Under voluntary transfer.
They would just promote it and get out of the problem.
What does that mean?
Move it this way.
Yes.
No, we don't have to. And this goes up here. God damn it, what is going on here? Is that here? I don't know. Fuck me.
Well, let's talk about it for a minute before you.
Let me just check one other thing. Reciprocity, truth. These are all pretty neutral. Rational. Reciprocal. Reciprocal goes up there. Reciprocal, it's that's why you've got it. Got a circular, we made it
Yes.
circular. That's what's the problem.
Okay.
Okay, let me see if I can think through this. Reciprocity. Let me go up to. No, it's definitely part of this, not truth. Definitely goes here.
Yes, I think it does.
Then we go there.
Right?
And then we just promote this.
Yes.
You know, you're pretty good at this.
Shit. I like to let you prove it first before I insist. It makes me feel more secure, Curt.
The
But I
amount
like having that in there. I like that in there.
I do too. This makes me much happier.
I like this voluntary part because you've got that in there as well. The negativa of the voluntary part. In a similar fashion.
Boy, this part's really good.
It is.
Cost. Yeah, okay, this goes into depth, so it was right over here. It's called truthful.
Right?
We'll do it that way.
Okay. Then you can outdent those. Okay, you can leave them there. Indent is what I meant.
What do you ask me, boss? I like this. Exhaustively formed, which means truthful, free of hazards, and regardless of cost.
Okay.
Am I missing something? Because
No. I'm on voluntary transfer now because there's a similar function there occurring with the via negativa.
so you want me to do this?
With free of imposition of costs. There we go. I like that treatment on the right more than on the left.
Holy shit, I can't believe I forgot that line.
You put it on the next line, on the next outdent.
Holy shit, how did I not get this?
I think I would make it all one sentence.
I agree with you.
I like that.
I don't think this needs to be bold, does it?
No,
This is.
that's
this is
fair
just
enough.
Either
Yes,
directly, well, we should. This is just.
yes, yes, yes.
Holy shit.
We refer them for due diligence downward. Because I think we define it much down below.
Hmm. I'm getting lost now.
Yes. The circularity of it is problematic.
Right. Where do I have? Regardless of cost, voluntary transfer,
There it is.
due diligence, and warranty. And I want to write this all over again. It's already in the fucking Constitution. I think it's clear, Brad. I don't know.
I think it's quite clear. But I like that it's presaging, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll just take this off here. Grateful.
Yes.
This is a problem.
What?
Well, this diligence thing is getting out of hand. It's like we only need to do it one time.
Okay. I think that's fair. I like to reduce it a little bit. That's good.
Okay, so what I'd like to do, I'm starting to get fried.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
Talk about this. Get up from the well there, because I know that if I look at this with a fresh mind in the morning, I'll be fine.
Yes.
So, when we get into the grammars, the way we've talked about it in the past
Yes.
is just that we've got this diagram that has the laws of the universe, the logic of the logic, the laws of logic, the laws, the universal grammar, and then all the grammars that fall out underneath it, right? So it's this
Right.
tree to hierarchy. And once we have that, we show that that words have only so many dimensions and perceptions, right? There's only so many dimensions to each. Everything's a noun, and then we have the sub things like verbs and adverbs and whatever, right? And then we have and underneath those we have the dimensions of them. So there's only so many dimensions. And then we have the inflationary and deflationary grammars made of them. And then we have how we use disambiguation by operationalization and serialization.
Okay.
That's all there is.
Right.
All there is. You can do that. That's everything. That's how we get from the first, did we, because where do we start with first principles? Yeah,
No.
that's how we get from A to B. You gotta go, I still haven't gone back and done that yet. That's how we get, so does that make sense to cover that stuff in there? Because that's everything.
Think
Once
that
you-
it will provide the final framing.
Sorry,
I think it's essential to provide the basic framework, but within which we operate. And so I think it's necessary to put it in there.
okay, and that's everything, right? I mean, once we have the grammars, actually, if you do it the other way around, you do the rules, then you do language, then you do the grammars. You have everything. There's nothing left.
Right. That's all.
What, sex differences in lying? That's what you get next. Well, we didn't do that up here. We didn't do sex differences, right?
No, we're not describing that part in this bit. We will ask the people who are asking for the deliverables if they would prefer it. Does that make sense?
Yep. Well,
So I
because we
don't know that it's necessary to put that bit in here yet.
I don't think so. Because we don't get into personality, right? We're just talking about the ternary logic.
This is the most basic version of it all.
Right.
Excluding personality and did we talk about civilizational differences in here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can include that in what we're calling the pamphlet. Since we're going to cover it in a pamphlet, we might. Yeah,
I don't know why, but I feel like it's getting too detailed if we do that. This
yes, I do too.
this is like the methodology stuff.
Yes,
I mean, I don't
that works.
feel
It's the
like
bare bones. It's the bare bones.
fortunately everybody loves that shit. All right, I'm gonna stop
Well,
sharing. Well,
they love it because they're young men,
yeah,
and I understand it. It's like they're pressed.
yeah,
This is the court upon which they're being pressed.
yes,
And it's like, okay. In fact, there's probably a deliverable there,
yeah,
which is the court upon which we're being pressed, which is where Homath is making his hay,
yeah,
right? He's got this logic of it down to bare bones, man. He's like, there's three little graphs he likes to show, like three flow charts and three graphs. And it defines what's going on with the sexual marketplace.
yes,
And it's like the boys are interested in that because they're young men.
yeah,
And that it's essential to get this right.
yeah,
And there's very little time to get it right. So show me the answer key now.
yeah,
And it's like the scale at which we're operating is longer scales, which is
mhm,
the application of that at a wider, longer time frames.
mhm.
And so it's okay but I don't think it's essential to put it in here, but we can add it if they demand it. In the bare bonesy fashion, right?
I mean, we just would have to go into the the differences in time, responsibility,
Yes,
right,
yes.
empathizing, systematizing. And we could then do on top of that, we could just do the chart of lies, right, which is the two types of lying, right? I just think that gets, I don't know how I
Like I
feel.
say, the lying thing is just so huge. It's like, okay,
Yeah, exactly. Why am I not getting this?
what?
Trying to get it to focus. There we go.
There you go. You're sharp as a nail.
Sharp is the blunt end of a baseball bat right now. Anyway,
So it's still Thursday, Curt,
are we done with the recording?
if you like.
Okay, let's end the recording. Thanks all for watching. It's Curt and Brad for Natural Institute. It's July 25th, 2024, we're continuing our work on the deliverables, which is basically the fundamental basic principles by which the methodology works.
And this is my time to shine, Curt.
It is.
I'm going to tell the nice people that are paying attention still that they can hit subscribe and like, and then the notification bell to get this. Anytime they want to watch these, they can watch them. And then they can leave their comments below, which we just so love to hear.
Yes. All right, brother. Love you. And all you guys.